Welcome to Geeky Sanjay. Today we are going to start a React. We will start with the roadmap of React. Why React? Why React is required? As we know, we have a many libraries like different and we have HTML, CSS, WordPress, many frameworks are there. But why we are learning the React? Because makes is easy to manage and build complex frontend. The main reason we are using the React because if we have a very complex UI, a big UI, which we have to manage, and whenever we are changing in a one place and we have to reflect it multiple places, that's time React is very important, play the very important role. Okay, and like if we have a small website like one page web simple, one page about us, contact us, so that is a small website that not required, there is no interactions, so we can create that website in HTML, CSS. Even if we need a dynamic, we can create in the WordPress. But if we have big applications which required multiple interaction, whenever we click one place and it will reflect in multiple places, so React is the best to start with. Second, SPA, single page application. As we know, we are working in the HTML, CSS, JavaScript with the DOM. That time, whenever we click, we are switching the page. That time, complete page is reloading. But in the React, it is not reloading. It is run one time and it will keep going. And whenever we have to create a one multi-page, that also we can create. But the concept behind is only single page application. It will not reload. That's why it's called single page application. Fast loading. Biggest benefit of React is the loading because it will not re-render complete DOM. That's why it is very fast. So we will see what is the DOM and everything meanwhile. But first we will learn why was React created, why it is created. So there is a one problem in Facebook that is called phantom message. It's also called a ghost message. What is ghost? Ghost means unknowingly which coming to you, some messages which you don't want and it's coming to, that is kind of ghost messages. So the problem is arise there in the Facebook. If you can see here, we had a chat box here, okay, and we have a count here. So whenever we see count here and we open the chat box, after opening the chat box, this count is not reducing. Even I'm clicking here and I'm opening the big window, still the chat is showing the count 1 and this is also count showing the 1. To solve this problem, React team, the main guy who is lead the team, the Dan Abramov, a prominent member of the React team, has created a React to solve this problem. Because before they are working on the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, managing the state in JavaScript. But there was a issue, the UI is not updating properly. To solve this, they have created a React, and he also created a many other things like Redux, create React apps, okay, by the Dan Abram. So whenever they have created a React, that time uh, he has to face very hate speech from other organizations because it was very complex that time, and he told why you have created a complete library for a small thing. But after some time, whenever Khan Academy and Unsplash used the React and majorly just research on it and created many things and complex UI, and whenever on their uh, oh, and he just appreciate to React team to create a React because they explain it is very good for the complex UI. So that time slowly React is becomes a popular. So now, like, this is the story of React, which React is created. React learning process. How to learn React? There is two process which we can learn React. First is go in depth method and second is project based learning. There is one method which we can follow. Either we can go with the depth method where we will see Babel, Fiverr, virtual DOM, diffing algorithm and hydrations. What are they? I will give you the brief introduction of this and we will see this in the next coming videos in the detail. Every topic require one video in detail. So I will cover this all the things because these are the very uh, important topic of React. Another approach is project based approach. Like okay, we first start with the project and whenever we are comfortable with the React, then we will go into deep. So anyhow, you are starting from the depth, so you have to come to the second approach, or if you are starting with the second approach, you have to come in the first approach. So first we have to take one approach. So I will explain all the things one by one very briefly. First, we will see here Babel. What is a Babel? Babel is a JavaScript compiler which will compile your React latest JavaScript in the older JavaScript version. Fiverr. Fiverr is introduced after React 16 and it is an algorithm which is used to uh, fast and quick responsiveness. For responsiveness they use this algorithm. We will learn about this algorithm, how this algorithm will work in detail. I will create a separate video for that and that will be very interesting, and I will explain you internal working of the React, how internally he is working, how he is updating the UI. Okay. Next is the virtual DOM. Virtual DOM is nothing, it's a simple JavaScript object. It is the simple replicate of the real DOM. Now the question comes in your mind, what is the DOM? DOM is document object model. Whenever we see any HTML pages, there is a one tree of structure of HTML. It is called the DOM. And this is also required a video where I can show you in detail everything. So for now, you just understand virtual DOM is nothing. It's the simple JavaScript object, which is the replica of the real DOM. Diffing algorithm. What is diffing algorithm? Diffing algorithm is differentiation. Whenever React UI work, whenever we update something, so it will not change complete DOM, real DOM. It will change the node. Whatever node is changed, it will update only that node. Okay. What is the node? Node means node can be anything. Node can be text. Node can be element. Node can be true, false, or node can be a space. So it will check which node is changed and it only change that node instead of changing complete tree. So to find it out that change, this diffing algorithm is required. And this is also related to the Fiverr. So whenever we will cover the Fiverr, we will cover this diffing algorithm and conciliation. The process conciliation, what is the conciliation process? That is also we will cover in the Fiverr video. Then there is a hydration. Hydration means attaching event and listener. So whenever it is rendering using the hydration process, it attaches all the events and provide to the React. So these are the very depth concept for the React which we will cover one by one, and this is the two process which you can start learning React. Now topic to learn. So here we are just seeing the complete overview of React, how much big it is. Okay, because why I'm explaining here, whenever we assume like we are going on a path in a road, okay, whenever we are going on the first time, we are not aware about the road, and whenever we come back with the same road and we realize that we come very early. Why? Because we know about how much far it is, what problem you face in between, and whenever you come, you know the complete road. So you come fast. So everything in your mind. Same thing I just want to tell you here. Whenever I give you the context of the React, because whenever we listen about the React, we thought React is very big. No, React is very small. React is a very small library. React do not have a big context, but it has a big collection of library that is not a part of React. That is the different thing. So I just want to explain you what is actually a React is. So as you can see here, core of React, there is a state or UI manipulation. So what is the state? So state, you can say there is a variable. You use the JavaScript. In the JavaScript, we are using some variable to store the data. Same React is also store the data in the state. Only the difference is this: whenever it re-render, that time the state always persists till then the application is running. Okay, so this is the very minor but very important point which I will cover in the coming videos. Why we will use state, why we are not storing values in the variables, what is the problem, that we will see later, and manipulation on UI. So whenever we are updating the state, it will update your UI also. Whatever value is there, it is re-render and it update the UI. Like uh, if you showing the number 1 and you are setting state to 2, so whenever it re-render, that number become 1 to 2. So it is called manipulation. Colors, pop-ups, that all happening because of the state. The most and important topic, a core topic, is JSX. What is JSX? JSX is nothing JavaScript XML called a JSX. JSX given us facility to write JavaScript in the form of HTML. Simple. Because if you have to write something, you have to write in the JavaScript document dot write. Okay. And whenever you have to write in the JSX, simply you have to apply the HTML tag like a div, and that whatever text you have to write, you can write. So it will solve the complex JSX using the simple HTML tag. So JSX is a little big topic which we can cover in a one video, where we have to, because JSX just it's like a complete HTML, but there is some thing we have to keep in mind whenever we are using the JSX, what we have to use, what we not have to use, what we have to modify it, because directly we cannot use like we are using in the HTML. So there is a small or some tag which we cannot use directly like a class, so that we will learn there. Now the next important thing in the React is the component reusability. What is component reusability? It is self-contained piece of UI that can be used multiple times in different parts of an application. The biggest problem in the HTML CSS is whenever we require the same box or same UI, we have to copy and paste. There is no alternative way to reuse it. To solve that, in the React, we will create a component, and component is a simple code, small piece of code which we can use multiple places while writing one time. Okay. Next is the props for reusability. Props is a concept which we have to learn. So it is used the reusability, means whenever we are creating any component, so that time we are not hard coding value inside of that, even we are just passing the props. Props is nothing, it's simple object. Props means property. As you know, curly braces, property, colon, value. As JavaScript object, same called here is the props. So here we will call the props, there we will call the JavaScript object. So we are passing the object as a prop in JavaScript, and we will learn how it will work in depth. Okay, and the next thing is how to propagate changes. So propagated changes means whenever we updated something, like whenever we click on the button, that time pop-up is opening or something hiding or disabling. Okay, so how it is happening? It will happen because of the hooks. So after React 16, it introduced the hooks, the more main two hooks which we consider, like use state and use effect. It is most used hooks which we will use daily in the React. So what they are: use state simply manage to state, and use effect is to give the side effect of your UI. Whenever you have to update the UI based on the condition, so we will use the use effect. So don't worry, these are the jargon words. Maybe if you are doing it first time, we will learn everything in detail in the coming videos. Just today's my target is to give you the context of the React, how much big it is. That's it. So as you can see, we have only this 5 thing which is inside of the React. Okay, is other than this we have to learn more things which is not related to React. It is means it is not a core part of React, but it is very much required to be learned. It's called additional add-ons, like a React router. React don't have a router. What is the router? Router means routing karna. As there is a term in the networking, routers. You all know. We have a one box and we have a multiple cables going inside, that is called a router. Same thing concept is here, router. So what it will do, because as I told you, React is a single page application. But what if we have to create multiple pages? So here the router is playing the main role, and the React router is not a core feature of React. We have to install separate library to use this router. With the help of this router, we can navigate one page to another page. We can get the history of the browser. We can get the location of the browser, params. There are many things which we can do using this React router, and that all things we will learn for router section. Next thing is the state management. As I told you, the main core logic is like a state React, but before days, before 16 and that, the React don't have his own state management internally. So it is very strange to listen. This is the core state logic, but still it is not there. Okay, so that time they will use Redux as a state, and this Redux is created by who? This Redux is created by the same developer Dan, who has created a React. So this is the separate library, and this is not a React library. This is the JS library, JavaScript library. Redux is the JavaScript library. It will use a multiple different frameworks. Okay, so in the starting days they used Redux for the state management, and after Redux they introduced the context API, which is the part of the React, and it is used internally for the state of the React. Okay, and the Redux toolkit is there. Redux toolkit is the updated version of the Redux. So what is the difference between Redux and Redux toolkit? Redux is little a complex, means we have to do many customization ourselves, but Redux toolkit is a very abstracted version. We do not have to like define actions and different what we call uh, yes, actions, and I forget the name. That's okay. So what Redux toolkit do? It will provide you all the things. Okay, so you don't have to define the action separately. You have to create a methods for that. It will create automatically. You have to just pass and configure it. So Redux toolkit also we will look into after React, and it is very important nowadays. It is very useful and very trending library. Next is the class-based component. So in the early days, before functional component, React created the component in the class base. But nowadays it is very rarely used, only for the legacy code if any company has the older code which cannot change. So they are still using this class based component, but more than 90% already upgraded in the functional component because it is very fast, simple. That's why. So this is the path of React which we discussed today, and in the coming video we will see the next thing like how we can install the React and what is the best package to install of React. We will compare two packages there, and I will tell you why the other package is means which one is most important and most used nowadays. So thank you guys. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting to me. I started a new subject today, and I'm very passionate about the React because I'm working in the React last 3 4 years, and I learn many things and in very depth in the React. So I just want to share my knowledge with you. So this is the first video. I request all of you, please keep subscribing and just share this video to other groups. So it will give me the fuel to create more videos. And if you want to contact me, here is my contact number and here is my LinkedIn ID. You can connect me on LinkedIn. If you want to discuss with me for anything, you can call me between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thank you very much. Goodbye.